Gently slow your anger. Your heart is kind and your name is great. For all my you are worthy. You are worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all. From for you are worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all. From for you you deserve the glory. You are worthy of it all. 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 Shine like bright. your mercy never fails me. For all my days, I've been held in your arms. You love me as a father, love me as a friend. Oh, I can sing of a goodness. All my life I've been faithful. All my life you have been so. With every breath that I have taken, all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Gonna make some mashed potatoes for the kiddos because it's already 4 o'clock in the morning and they're gonna wake up soon. Probably 5:30, I'm guessing, because they haven't really eat before the bed. Vivi ate too much banana bread after swimming pool, cookies. I was giving them borscht, but she was spitting it everywhere. It's like there's a bathtub full of borscht beet soup. And I mean, I didn't made a good soup. Like, my kids are picky, but they were eating. Like if I show you something like this, it would look like this, you know, red beet soup with red meat or steak with chicken. But they were just spitting it out. Mama, my first wife, beautiful. She's she loves mashed potatoes. She loves mashed potatoes. I don't know, it's for some milanesa probably, but if I don't want to make her day. What's up, copy? Every breath that I have. I don't know how much potatoes I need, but I've used them all. You just don't realize how much food we throw out. My kids can just eat it. Like, I would go upstairs to change my daughter. They would just open the fridge, get the apple cake. What am I cooking? I'm cooking Ukrainian borscht for the third time, because the first time my kiddo decided to throw, he thought it was cheese, but he threw a block of wax, like a honeycomb wax, and it was amazing how it rised. So while it was hot, it was still boiling on top because it was kind of oily. but afterwards he left it taste like a little waxed up, even though it was still eatable. Like the chicken was fine, but my wife was freaking out. She was like, "Just boil a new one," and I'm like, "I will still eat it. Like it's still perfectly fine." But no, we just we're just discussing it for her. She wants to go for a mission trip while have 3 kids with me. It's been fun for the last month, but apart from that, you choose to you choose to stay just for the stability of what's to come next, because you never know. You have nothing in control. Only God has everything in His power to do it. It's just, am I willing to do the work? Because I haven't done, like, my family wasn't coming first prior to my hobbies. And like she told me, she's like, "Oh, you're such a great cook." It's like, well, yeah. How can I cook if I'm working a 12-hour shift, 14-hour shift? I was just I was just asking her, like, just leave me the cooking while I come back, and I'll still like make food in the morning while you sleep. And she would just get upset at me because I would try to make her sleep instead of just like having meetings and stuff. She's like, you gotta wake me up and ask me if I wanted to. And I said, it's the same thing. If you had something to plan on, and like you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late." Like you hate that feeling. But I'd rather to have that feeling for a second after 2 hours of sleep and extra, instead of just going to a meeting because you need to talk to somebody. Like you need some sleep. I used to be a caregiver, but now I'm a crane operator at the paper mill. It's just crazy hours. It's a swing shift, so it's nights into days, and then once a month we have a whole week off. 7 days you have a week off, and you do, like, we've traveled. We drove to Florida twice with our van. We stayed for a month. Like, I just made priority over our family instead of marriage. Like, you gotta, if you ever get married, like, don't focus on the hustle, because the hustle is gonna get you. Like, it's serious. You won't be able to stop, and then you realize that everything that you worked for so hard is it's in the drain. Because we have 3 kids, and our second one literally grew up with, like, I didn't know where I was, or because I used to wake up 60 hours a day. I mean 60 hours a week. 70. Somebody works 90. Like, who cares? Why would you? But I did some chemical coding technician, but with my schedule with 3 kids on my schedule, my sleeping schedule would probably make me press a couple buttons that are not, would make me lose my job. I tried that with my shoulders, and it's also it's scraping paint, smells like garbage. I press 3 buttons, pick up the stool, and but anyway, we're making right now borscht. You add beets, carrots, potatoes. You can add steak. You can add um, I think steak is better than chicken, but then again, steak takes somebody who has no money. Last week, my paycheck didn't go through, so I had like negative $400. And my wife texted me, and she's like, "What are you doing with all this money?" And I say, "Everything that I've been doing. I literally put the check in the account, and it goes through so we can pay for the house. And like I just buy a bunch of yogurts and fruit, and some of them I already paid for the government. Like we didn't have any support before. We didn't have a car. The guy who loves whatever, never mind. I don't want to say it, but somebody ended up giving us a car just because we didn't have one, and then I had to pay it, and now we're still driving it. I'm still driving to work, and pray to God that you'll make it to the next oil change. But what are we working for? Like I shouldn't have even been here. And then again, I chose to be because I try to comfort the one person who just needed to be followed. You don't realize how bad masculinity turn into be into a pushy situation when you have right now, like when you start growing yourself into a better person that you used to be, people will disappear. People will disappear, and in a good way. Like you realize that you didn't need them. And it just takes away your peace, your comfort, your stability on just thinking, working through and managing whatever comes your way. Because then again, you don't have to hear what they have to say about you if it's nothing that's going to build you up. Unfortunately, in my in my marriage, I've put my wife so many times down because I was so focused on the things that I couldn't control over the things that I should have focused on her. Um, and then again, I should have. There was a whole week when we had a whole vacation off, and I just kept chipping in, going Saturdays basketball. She chose. She saw that I loved basketball more than her, but it wasn't true. And she said that, oh, you can have a hobby, it's not nothing. But then again, she just said that because she wanted me to do something else for her. And that was the crazy part because I believe her words, and I didn't see that she was like, I saw her singing in at the church, and she was like, she glows at church because she sings to the Lord. And when she sings to the Lord, I feel like she should be happy. But then again, it made her realize that she's not happy where she's at because she's happy at the church or with somebody or with whoever. That's the thing. She sees that she's happy and she's pruned and she's rooted in Christ. And while I'm here working and coming in and just being upset myself because the things that I can't control with kids, and I'm trying to manage life through single father, it explains to me that she didn't want to be here. And it's not like she don't care or she didn't care because she's the best mother in the entire me knowing any woman. But just the fact that she's so young and she wanted to do some other things than rather than being stuck at home with 3 kids. And I mean, it's only gonna take time because if it's not gonna take time, then nothing matters. Then again, we we waited for 6 years to come to this point where we realize, hey, there's only God can can change is the people that we're around. Because if we choose to be with the people that we are, we're not gonna make anywhere forward. There's been so many marriages destroyed because of church. Like the church is suffering. Like it's not a joke. And somebody told me I'm sorry, and I said, for what? For me being a bad example in in my community because I've shamed my wife for being a hypocrite, or like she never did anything wrong, and I still saw her flaws or the way she acted just because I didn't want to change myself. And I told him, I was like, hey, the feelings will go away. Just leave it. The heart is deceitful. Like we're rooted in. And then I just like, because somebody said something and it went over, and then just my everybody knew. And it's like everybody knows nothing because they have no clue what they're talking about. But at this point, she's so in pain that she, every time she sees somebody, she thinks that they're judging her. And it's like, no, they want you to be back. They want you to. It's not like be back to the family, because it's not going to be the same ever. But just the fact that we can build something upon just not even trust, because she doesn't even trust me. I witnessed so much just unhealthy things in my life before I met her that I was thinking I was never gonna be that guy. I was never gonna be a jerk. I was never gonna be. I would always be present. But then again, how can you be present if somebody just says, "Hey, I need some space. I need to go and think about stuff because you've been so freaking terrible with communicating." It's like, well, how can I communicate with a person that has not been she I mean, she has a 14-year drug addiction. For me, is like when you realize that there is a point of your life that you go cold turkey for 3 years. And just the fact that I know we did it before, and it's it wasn't easy, but it was with her. And that's the thing, is like everything true, honest was with her, pure, loyal. Because like even the things that she thinks that I'm thinking is not even true. It's just the voices that her head tells her. And then again, if you're thinking about like a woman, then you won't I understand it, because she's like an alien. You'll never understand an alien unless you just want to go fly high. But then again, we've been we've dealt through a long distance relationship for 10 months, and it wasn't fun because I used to hang up the phones, and I used to block her like for a whole week. She said something just either funny dumb or just dumb, and then I was like, you know what? I can go without the phone for a whole week. And I did it, and she was upset at me. She's like, how can you do this? Like, you're I mean, we were engaged and I was still doing that shit. Being a Christ rooted person, and just neglecting the things that she's asking you to do for the better of the family. Just like, dude, oh. And she still came and like cleaned the house for no reason. Like when I was at work, she just came in and started picking up toys. I understand though that like those are kids' toys and stuff, but like if you're just if you're just thinking that you're gonna help me by cleaning the toys and do it better for the kids, like just leave us. Just leave us because I realize that if she needs space and I need to focus on myself, then again we shouldn't be seeing each other. Like today's Thanksgiving, and I'm making mashed potatoes for her, but at what point of our life we're just she feels distant while we're here. She doesn't feel trusty with me. Like either either the time will heal her or the time will heal with somebody else, and it's how it's been. Like you don't realize how messed up is your family until you move away from the family, and then you realize how messed up is still your family still trying to mess you up. Like for a long time I didn't realize that while my wife was meeting my mom, she was just being bashed through emotionally. And like after we got in the fight, she says, "You're just like your mother." And in some way she's probably true because I don't want to be like her. It sucks because like when you talk about love of God and but then you just bashing facts that don't even matter. It's so hurtful because I mean I've seen her and she never wishes anybody what or bad, and it's and she told me one time like she's like I love you so much, I love you so much, but I can't be with you because of her. Like I'll go crazy, and then she like it's not I've I've made myself crazy because she doesn't so controlling, like so controlling, and you start just gifts money like don't. At one point she was like, well, I left you when you're 7. No, you left me when I was 4. And then it didn't matter because at one point I realized that being by myself was more peaceful than with them. And I didn't know why. Like I didn't get why it's so messed up that they couldn't speak in in quiet. They couldn't like whisper every time. It was like so loud and just and like I see him with my son. Like I was like, dude, why are you scratching your ears? He's like, it's loud. And I mean, if you're just changing environment, it's loud. Imagine where the decibels are so high, intense. Like you're going into adrenaline rush because I live on adrenaline. Like I work through nights, so I get body adrenaline. I get the addiction going where you cut the paper and you gotta go, and then you just crash because eventually your body says I can't do it. God didn't intend for you to work nights. Like your God, your body needs to be healed. And when you constantly scroll through social media because you're trying to get that dopamine going, and you're sitting there at night, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and you're already your brain needs to just focus on the things that God intended. Like I don't care if you think I'm controlling or not, but I told her I was like, hey, we should like, and she understood it wrong because I said it. It's like I wanted to say it like one day, but somehow I said 3 days, and I was like, it sounded like I was such a controlling asshole who said, hey, put the phone down for 3 days or I'll take you. All I meant to say was like, hey, let's focus on one day to give the focus on our family and marriage. But anyway, like I don't know, I understand how you can just sit there and scroll before bed and then just shut your shut just it would turn off everything. I mean, I used to play video games 24/7, so I just play like 4 days straight, nights, days, whatever, just fall asleep there. That's not life, man. I'm so grateful for the times that I've actually went outside and met the sunset and sunrise. Because when we got married, like she wasn't not she wasn't a morning person. She still not is, but anyway, she just has to go wake up to feed the kids or whatever. But she's like, "Well, it was so different." Well, maybe if you go to bed a little bit earlier and you stop scrolling, and I mean, it doesn't matter. Like she can scroll through whatever. It's her choice, and I don't care anymore. It's just the fact that we're trying to point each other's fingers and we do the same thing, kind of not different, but she wants to sing for the Lord. I want to do the same thing, but what she doesn't know is what she was. She's happy and content when she's worshiping, so she can worship. I mean, she did, and she does, and she will do it. It's just why it's so why it's so wrong to go back to the place where you feel like you belong because it's hurt, because it's just your no. She won't be back. That's all I know because I have no faith to go, but I do have шарма трехлетняя. I literally told her, "Hey, sweetie, I can't eat spicy at work at night," and she makes garlic chicken bachata. I had such a heartburn. I was like, "Girl, this is literally pure 120 kilo of nothing but not fat, and you're trying to put some garlic in there." Oh, I did forget about the past, but the thing is, when you're sleeping and you missed work, and she calls in and she's like, "Oh, honey, like I was worried about you," and like just trying to get over it, and still like text messages about like I was over it. I grabbed. She left her little phone, and I've never checked her phone. Like I swear, I'm not gonna swear, but I've never been so controlling like the yesterday because I opened the phone and I saw her Snapchat and I never went through. I don't even know how it works. So I opened it and it was his face, like the person that she has mixed feelings, and like I went there and he's like all smiling. It's like dark and it's like, bro, you have a family, you have kids, you have 4 kids and a wife, and you're leaving her because you have mixed feelings. It's like I I'm so grateful for me to realize this prior to what when she told me because I was not shocked and it was on my 100%. Like how can you just tell her to figure out by herself? I mean, yes, I told her to figure out by herself, like how to drive, to figure out herself how to go to work, just even part-time when you have like you loved it to do it. And but then again, I can't live in the past while I have my kids, because the kids literally her faces are on there. It's like I'm so grateful for God's creation and the DNA of. I mean, my son. My son is like 100% my wife, and my daughter is 100% me. Like literally, she won't. She will hug you till you choke you. And it's like, girl, she doesn't know what's like space because she's so in, she's needs attention and it's crazy. And she's only 3 years old. It's like I'm so grateful to have daughters to teach them how to love your. I can't even do it. Like I can't because there's no. I mean, she doesn't want me to have. She doesn't want. Her, she doesn't want for them to have another mommy, but it's like I don't want that. Like I don't. I don't even think about it. Like how can I just. This situation is all so bad that just makes me want to puke. And then again, I made it even worse. Even by posting it today, I said, "Dude, like, leave us alone. Leave my family alone." And she saw it. She opened her other account. She's like, "Why are you doing this? Her kids are gonna see it." It's not about the kid, bro. It's about him still trying to follow you or pursue you. You're a married man, bro. You promised something, and you're not a man of your words. Stay away from my wife, bro. Like, I'm so like I've recorded a video and I did like almost it was like a it was almost was like a murder scene. Like, hey, and I'm like, what is this gonna happen? Like, if somebody if he could have just showed it on like he would just throwing it on public and I would have probably been arrested because I was. But then again, I'm not. I just anger and do do those stupid things when you're angry. Like she still goes back to the point where we fell in love, and she's like, I want to forget about it. Oh yeah, I do too. About how I was an asshole, but then again, this I'm so grateful for how she treated the kids, and she thinks that like I've yesterday. Yesterday we went to the pool, and he's like, I want mommy to be here. I miss her. And it's like, yeah, we're at the pool, buddy. We're having fun, and you're still bringing her up. It's like because there's more attention to the little details for the kids than even for me. The kids literally were my support on those moments when I mean it's been already like 20 some days, but it's been so tough for the beginning that the kids were when they were here. They were just my support emotionally. God, God give him the wisdom of being just a tender little loving human. I was so proud I was making kids or something like that, but when you realize that God built something more deeper than your understanding of how a human can act in certain times when they see that somebody's hurt, it's very deep because when I was little, I mean, I witnessed a lot of abuse, and you just don't understand why people hate on each other so much. Misunderstanding the point of communication and love and patience and honesty goes a long way when you have not no virtue of being that guy because you never dealt with a situation instead of just running away from it. And now it's like I went through therapy And my wife says, "So how is it?" And I mean, just to tell her this stuff that she knows everything. She knows everything how I was doing. Like she was for 3 years. She understood that there was something wrong, and like she knew. It's just from the attachment of the person into attachment of detachment of a relationship comes into a great cause of brokenness. And when you pretend to be okay and you try to go forward when it's been long, and then you realize because you're like, hey, like everything is okay, but it's not because you're so quiet and it's been a long gone. I mean, we cried in the shower for how, and I told her like, hey, we can fix this. We can not move on. We can build something. And it's so painful because you realize that you have to step through that step, and there's no step when you have no trust. Maybe it's easier to find another person and get the trust from the beginning than just being hurt for the rest of our lives because God only knows. I don't think she can forgive me. She forgive me, but I don't think she can move on. She's so she's so it doesn't matter. I'm grateful for her as a godly woman in my life because at one point when you realize that if she leaves you, you have nothing, and then she showed me that I have everything. She showed me that I have everything with God when He's in control because I can't control everything. I can't even control I can't even control my anger, and right now I'm so in peace with how there's no wonder where what's next because you just know that everything's gonna happen in God's timing. God's timing is exactly because it's an illusion. Like there's no God. God made a timing not for you to sit there and play video games. Of course, somebody can play video games to make $1 million, but I guess I cannot. Oh, happy Thanksgiving! I'm grateful for the family that I had and the marriage that I have. Because whatever God builds, a person cannot destroy, even if it's your mother. Oh, and I guess she did. I mean, I actually helped a lot, so myself and I. Where's the pieces of the page? Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand. And everything's around me is shaking. I've never been more glad. I still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense. So I won't go under. I'm not peace, bringing woe to peace. The storm surrounding me, let it break. At your name, still, cold is still to seal. The rage in me to still, every wave. At your name, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. Breathe, call his bones to live, call his lungs to sing once again. I will praise your name is light that the shadow can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name alive. Why am I singing like that? Your name alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, the silence. Yeah, I don't always feel it, but that's when I need the most. Made you pull out yesterday paper. Christ is my firm foundation. Jesus, Jesus. Что там пишут? Ну, пропит. Milk. Can't be sorry about me when you're doing everything wrong. Then again, even the last month, my mom-in-law, she went to an embassy. She went to an embassy for her visa. And just because she was Ukrainian, they declined her. There was like 20, or I don't even know how many people were. The whole squad of, hey, if you're from Ukraine, you can go and depart because we're not even going to look through them. And it's like, spend so much time just praying. And then you know that God is not answering that prayer because either something's wrong with the choices that, or just it's not God's will. They were offering us to go there and to live there, and it's like they were offering her to live there without me, but it would probably be good for the kids. Just hear the fireworks sometimes in the evening not knowing if a freaking Russian missile is gonna land somewhere in the fields. But we can go there. It's not like we ran away from there because we heard a couple of explosions and we didn't know what the heck we're gonna do if we're gonna lose them. I mean, she had panic attacks of knowing that the Russians would come in and hurt her and he would be dying from hunger or whatever. But now she just, ella mira a su esposo y mira que eres el del animal. Instead of going to a family Thanksgiving with some random family members that just because they're your last name doesn't mean you're celebrating anything that is your family. Even for those 6 months, even those for the 6 years when we spend some time in the family, I realized that it's something so more valuable than just giving gifts. It's the time that you give to them. It's the most special. Oh, if she called, if she called 3 years ago to me and said, "Hey, I need you to come. I miss you," I would not tell her, "I'll be back at 7." I will be out of the door of my work, run into my car just to get home fast. I would get a different job. I don't know. I would go outside and beg for money with her. It'd be something ridiculous, but like, I get it. Why live in the mansion or why live in the house then when you're overpaying, overdoing it, not enough. I'm so grateful for the time. Realized that I was some so shy, apart from not trying to be open. And then again, just because there was nothing that was good enough or good in me, but she just wanted me my presence, my the mashed potatoes are cooking. Not. It's already 5 o'clock, and my kids are gonna wake up in less than an hour, and they're gonna eat some mashed potatoes, I guess. Rest in peace. Oh.